After only 11 years, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has become one of the largest and most complex franchises in cinema history. As of the publication of this video in mid-2019, the franchise currently spans 11 individual film franchises encompassing a total of 22 movies, with a 23rd out later in the year, as well as 11 television series and a collection of expanded media. Because of the complexity of the series, much of which sees grand story arcs spanning multiple films and crossing into multiple franchises, the ways in which we can watch the MCU are boundless. We can watch the MCU as an entire narrative arc, or even break it down into individual isolated character arcs and stories, allowing for numerous different, exciting and emotional narrative experiences. In this video, I aim to break down the MCU into 20 definitive viewing orders, which will allow you the opportunity to view the grand MCU saga in new and intimate ways, almost as if watching the movies for the first time over and over again. Release order. For many, release order is the single definitive order to view the MCU. Despite the films being made and released out of chronological order, it is a fantastic way to view the artistic evolution of the MCU by watching how the creative minds at Marvel mapped out a hugely successful franchise. Release order, of course, takes us from 2008's Iron Man right up until 2019's Spider-Man Far From Home and beyond, currently considered the franchise's Infinity Saga. Release order isn't my particular favourite way to view the movies, and I haven't done so in many years. However, I think for first-time viewers, it's probably a great way to start. It allows for the truest MCU experience as seen by audiences over the span of an entire decade plus. Chronological order. My personal favourite order is chronological order. This basically takes all of the MCU movies and shuffles them into a concise sequential timeline, which plays the events of the MCU almost as if in real time. This is, of course, if we discount any post-credit scenes or flashbacks. I did an entire video breaking down the MCU's chronological order a little while ago, and you can check that out via a hyperlink at the end of this video, but here's a brief visual that lays out my personal chronological viewing order. Of course, with many of the movies overlapping in the timeline, many others may have slight variance on my personal order, but for me personally, having viewed this order multiple times, I believe it offers the most narratively structured and balanced viewing experience. Expanded chronological order. If you want to slightly extend your chronological viewing experience, I could recommend the expanded chronological order. This order takes the regular chronological order as its basis, but around the movies intersperses the Marvel one-shot short films, as well as a handful of the most substantial early episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter. This material isn't incredibly important to the overall storytelling of the MCU, and certainly isn't required viewing. In fact, some of this stuff is even often questioned over its current validity as true canon. However, these pieces do add a little extra depth to the saga, filling in plot holes and expositions left open in the movies, and are a decent watch for the die-hard MCU fan. Agent Carter Season 1 Episode 1 Now Is Not the End is probably the only essential Agent Carter episode. Taking place soon after the end of Captain America the First Avenger, it explores Peggy Carter's place in the world following the death of Captain America and the end of World War II. This episode is also worth noting as its teleplay was written by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, the screenwriters behind the 3 Captain America films, Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. The Agent Carter one-shot takes place an entire year after Captain America the First Avenger and explores one of Peggy Carter's earliest missions with the SSR. The Consultant takes place directly after the Incredible Hulk, but confusingly enough is set just before the film's post-credits scene, explaining how and why Tony Stark appears in it. A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to Thor's Hammer takes place directly before Thor, showcasing a brief moment from Agent Coulson's trip to New Mexico. Item 47 takes place directly after the Avengers, showing what happens when regular civilians get their hands on leftover Chitauri tech. And All Hail the King takes place after the events of Iron Man 3, showing a brief glimpse into Trevor's time in prison. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1, Episode 1 Pilot and Episode 2, 084 take place here. These episodes give a good introduction to the TV side of the universe and explain Agent Coulson's resurrection. Episode 2 even features a cameo by Nick Fury. S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1, Episode 8 The Well follows directly from on Thor: The Dark World as the SHIELD agents are sent in as a cleanup team after the invasion of London. There's also some great Asgardian world building here. SHIELD Season 1 Episode 14 Tahiti provides some pretty great establishment for the Kree race in the MCU. SHIELD Season 1 Episode 15 Yes Men teams the SHIELD agents up with Thor's pal Lady Sif to fight off an extraterrestrial threat. SHIELD Season 1 Episodes 17 to 22 deal with the direct aftermath of Captain America the Winter Soldier, exploring in depth the ramifications of Hydra's takeover of S.H.I.E.L.D. These are perhaps the best lot of episodes in the entire series. Most notable episodes in this arc include 17 Turn, set during the Winter Soldier, 20 Nothing Personal featuring Maria Hill, and 22 Beginning of the End featuring an amazing appearance by Nick Fury in S.H.I.E.L.D.'s greatest battle scene. Following Guardians 2, Lady Sif makes another appearance in S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Episode 12, Who You Really Are. Then S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Episode 18, The Frenemy of My Enemy, and Episode 19, The Dirty Half Dozen, provide a great setup for Avengers Age of Ultron, actually revealing how S.H.I.E.L.D. tracked down Loki's scepter at the Hydra base and how the Avengers were thrown back together. While S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Episode 20, Scars, deals with the direct aftermath of Ultron and Sokovia. Around this time, the MCU was getting bigger and more popular, and there became a larger disconnect between the movies and television universe. One more episode of S.H.I.E.L.D. that is fairly well connected, however, is Season 3, Episode 20, Emancipation, which follows Captain America Civil War and deals with the impact of the Sokovia Accords on Agent Coulson and his team. Universe Order. If you want to get super complex, you can always give what I like to call Universe Order a crack. I've never done this before because it's downright crazy and would take literal weeks to complete, and that's if you are watching it 24/7 with no breaks. Universe Order basically means that you watch all of the MCU movies, but intersperse not only the one-shots, but the television series as well in between. Now, for anyone who's watched the MCU shows, you'll know that the vast majority of them have hardly any bearing on the greater franchise, so watching in this order really is far from a necessity. Most of the TV series stand on their own and add literally nothing to the overall MCU movie arc. However, for those who think they're up for an enormous challenge, in relation to the previous chronological orders, Universe Order roughly breaks down like this. Agent Carter Seasons 1 and 2 take place between Captain America the First Avenger and the Agent Carter one-shot. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1, Episodes 1 to 7 take place between Iron Man 3 and Thor: The Dark World. Episodes 8 to 16 take place between Thor: The Dark World and Captain America the Winter Soldier, and Episodes 17 to 22 take place after Captain America the Winter Soldier. These are directly followed by Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Episodes 1 to 2, while Episode 3 takes place between Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Episodes 4 to 19 take place before Avengers Age of Ultron, while Episodes 20 to 22 take place following it. Roughly at this point in the timeline, the events of the first phase of the MCU Netflix Defenders saga take place in this order: Daredevil Season 1, Jessica Jones Season 1, Daredevil Season 2, Luke Cage Season 1, Iron Fist Season 1, and the Defenders Limited Series. The first 19 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3 take place between Ant-Man and Captain America Civil War, while Episodes 20 to 22 follow Civil War. After Spider-Man Homecoming, the events of the Inhuman series play out, as do the first 2 seasons of Cloak and Dagger and the first 2 seasons of The Runaways. These can be followed directly by Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Slingshot, the 6-episode mini web series, and following Doctor Strange, the events of the second phase of the MCU Netflix Defenders saga takes place in this order: The Punisher Season 1, Jessica Jones Season 2, Luke Cage Season 2, Iron Fist Season 2, Daredevil Season 3, The Punisher Season 2, and Jessica Jones Season 3. These can be followed directly by the entire 4th season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after Thor Ragnarok. Episodes 1 to 18 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5 take place, with episodes 19 to 22 taking place after Ant-Man and the Wasp. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6, set in a dystopian future, takes place at the end of our timeline after Spider-Man Far From Home. Character sagas. Alright, let's go simple again and get a little personal. The only downside of watching the entire saga, whether that be in release, chronological, or universe order, is that individual story arcs run the risk of having their impact lessened or being drowned out altogether. By splitting the series into individual franchises, we really get the chance to cut right to the heart of our favourite characters' stories and experience their own personal arcs play out on a smaller scale. This allows us a more intimate deconstruction of the characters and gives us the chance to view even the ensemble movies through different eyes and perspectives each time. For example, watching Iron Man's arc play out allows a greater focus on his personal story in the Avengers films. Technically, we could do this for just about every single character that appears over multiple films, but we're going to keep it to the main franchise players. Also, to make the stories more streamlined, we won't be including any small cameo appearances in these orders unless they drastically affect the overall arc of the character. Iron Man order walks us through Tony Stark's journey from self-obsessed billionaire playboy to selfless hero. Captain America order takes us through Steve Rogers' journey from selfless hero to self-interested human, in somewhat of a reversal of Stark's personal arc. Thor order explores Thor's multi-dimensional journey towards leadership and valor. Hulk order sees Bruce Banner's struggle to control his inner demons and live a normal existence. Black Widow order explores the troubled life of Natasha Romanoff and her plight to find her rightful place in the world. Guardians of the Galaxy order explores the relationship between the group of extraterrestrial outlaws and outcasts and how they learn the meaning of friendship and family after being thrown together unexpectedly. Black Panther order is a relatively new arc focusing on T'Challa of Wakanda as he takes the reign of King of Wakanda after his father's death. This is one of the newer arcs and is set to continue across multiple more films. Spider-Man order charts the early days of Peter Parker's struggles to juggle superhero life with being a normal everyday kid. This is one of the newer arcs and is set to continue across multiple more films. Ant-Man and the Wasp order sees everyday heroes Scott Lang and Janet Van Dyne shrinking into their roles of pint-sized heroes. Doctor Strange order is another relatively new order exploring egotistical Stephen Strange's journey to becoming a selfless protector of the realms. Captain Marvel order, being the newest order, has the least amount of narrative tissue, though as the new face of the MCU, Carol Danvers' arc will likely be explored heavily as she takes on the role of Guardian of the Universe. The Vision and the Scarlet Witch order follows the journey of the two genetically modified heroes who learn to find their place in the world, live and love. Loki order offers a chance to trace the character's mischievousness throughout thousands of years of MCU history. And as a character who's looking to take a major spotlight in the MCU's future, the Falcon Order allows us to follow the movements of Sam Wilson as he transitions from ex-military to Avenger to the new Captain America. Expedited Avengers Order or Casual Viewing Order. The Expedited Avengers Order or Casual Viewing Order is an order in which you can simply watch the Avengers films as a self-contained franchise. This cuts out most of the meat and bone of the MCU's character development, mostly done in the solo films, but gives you all the best moments from the Earth's mightiest heroes. Expedited Infinity Order or Thanos Order. This order aims to provide a bullet points look at the Infinity Saga by tracking the movements of the Infinity Stones and Thanos throughout the course of the MCU. It's a great way to prepare yourself for Avengers Endgame or give yourself a quick viewing experience of the entire saga if you couldn't be bothered sitting through all 22 movies again. Once again, with the MCU housing so many hours of entertainment and endless possibilities for viewing experiences, this top 20 list has only touched the surface, and I'd love to find out what other MCU viewing orders you have personally, and also which of these orders you'll be tackling next. Fire away in the comments below and let me know your thoughts. If this is your first time viewing one of my videos, you like what you've seen, you'd like to see more like this in the future, then please don't forget to hit that big old subscribe button up on your screen right now, and also hit that like button down below if you're feeling extra generous. Also, don't forget to check out my many social media accounts, and please consider supporting me over on Patreon. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day.